Rachel Sung, Yuki Shoji. Sung to serve level.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get into the Miggity Mix like it's 1996. This is Ryan Willard. I'm here with Mr. Matt Hetherington, and we are live at the Las Vegas Convention Center at the 2017 Supermicro US Open. How you doing, Matt?
I'm hanging in there. I've been commentating a lot of matches. It's great to have this this good view of the table and to be able to watch so many different players and just sit through all of the matches as we get closer to the finals. Of course, we have a great setup up here and watch slow motion replays that you guys get to see on the stream. So lots of benefits, but it's been a pretty long week already.
Yeah, there's been a whole lot of action, a whole lot of drama, and it's all just unfolding on our way to the finals. And right now, we're in the quarterfinals. Am I right, Matt?
That is right. This is the second quarterfinal. Of course, Lily Zhang just eliminated by Ying Lu, and we're going to see another attack versus defense match here. Rachel Sung, the left-hander.
And Rachel Sung is from ICC, correct?
That's right. Her and her sister Joanna, both in youth national teams. Had a bit of a breakthrough at the beginning of this year. Rachel Sung winning the cadet girls singles at the Italian Cadet and Junior Open. It was their first win on the international cadet and junior circuit. So very promising from her. Unfortunately, she was just below the age cutoff to compete in the North American Youth Olympic Games qualification. So a few people were asking, why is Rachel Sung not in that event?
Just a little too young?
Just a little, but hopefully in 4 more years we'll see her step up for the next one.
It's always exciting to see such young and promising talent coming from here in the United States. Rachel Sung is definitely one of the top players to watch. I'm curious to see how she progresses through this particular match, because I think she's someone who could definitely make it to the next round.
I think there's plenty of challenges standing in her way, and usually for young players, playing against Chop's quite difficult. They don't have that built-up experience that somebody like Lily Zhang would have, a player who still struggles against defense.
Yeah.
And of course, you look at a player like Yuki Shoji from one of the powerhouses of table tennis around the world, Japan. No doubt a player who's enjoyed some time on the international stage.
Yuki Shoji, representing Japan, leads. It's 3-9.
So it looks like Yuki Shoji, last active on the ITTF World Rankings, November 2015. Had a peak of 225 in the world.
Left. And forward. And 5.
And suddenly game and match point. I'm sorry, game point for Yuki Shoji. A nice long rally. Rachel Sung still holding on, still getting warmed up. This battle of offense and defense is underway. It's 6-10, still game point.
course, Rachel Sung being left-handed has a little bit of help there. She gets to play the cross-court angle into the more defensive side.
And there's that angle you're talking about, Matt. Takes that point, creeping back in. Rachel Sung suddenly only down by 2.
She's really had some outstanding matches against high-level players before, and we've seen her push Wang Chen in a couple of huge matches. Even when I think she was 12 years old the first time, and lost 4-3 after being 3-1 up against Wang Chen, who was the 2008 Olympic quarterfinalist for the USA.
Rachel Sung overshoots that last shot. Yuki Shoji takes the first game in this best-of-7 matchup. And if you're just joining us, we are here live at the Las Vegas Convention Center for the 2017 Supermicro US Open. We've got America versus Japan in the women's quarterfinals. Hailing from the US, representing ICC, we've got Rachel Sung, ranked, what, 225 in the world, you said, Matt?
Yeah, at her peak, probably about 2 years ago.
We've got Yuki Shoji.
There's a lot of players in this Japanese contingent that seem to have kind of fallen off the world rankings around the end of 2015. I think that might have been when they changed the rules so that you had to be competing in world tours or international events every 4 months in order to keep your ranking. So obviously they're not quite as active out there on the world stage, but nevertheless very difficult opponents. We'll have 2 more women's quarterfinals after this matchup for a short break, and then the big semifinals stage. And
now, Matt, what time do the semifinals start today?
The first match will be at 3:30, I believe. Of course, we're going to see if we can tee up another special guest for our little pre-game show.
If you'd like to appear on the pregame show, just find us on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. Leave us comments and tell us how much you want to be on the internet.
Applications are open now.
It's a very, very strict vetting process that you must go through. That's why we'll warn you.
Well, we've got someone in mind for the next one, but we're going to keep that a secret for now.
I do like special guests. And right now, here in Game 2, Yuki Shoji up by 2 points. Nice long rally, this yin and this yang of the defense and the offense, just culminating. But Rachel Sung strikes and is finally on the board in the second game.
One thing that is quite important to mention here is that usually when you get to these stages, you want to have played a couple, or maybe 2 or 3 competitive matches to really get you in the zone of you know, playing this high level of competition. Now, unfortunately, Angela Guan, who's also was actually at the World Championships this year for the USA, the World Senior Championships in the women's team, she has been a little bit sick and has had to pull out of the of her events here. So hopefully Angela's feeling a little bit better now. But of course, the last round was a walkover for Rachel Sung, so she didn't have a match in the last round. And of course, Angela's a defensive player, so if she had been able to battle her way through that match, of course we can't say what would have happened or who would have won, but if she had been able to battle her way through that match, she would have had a bit more preparation to take on Yuki Shoji here as another defensive player.
They say defense wins championships. Matt, how likely do you think it is that a defender will take the women's final this year?
It's really difficult to say. I mean, it's not really about style. I don't know if, I mean, if we get 2 Japanese players in the final, maybe as teammates they'll be more comfortable playing with her if they train with her just defensively normally. So It's kind of difficult to say. It depends who the final is. But it's not out of the realms of possibility. I mean, in the men's singles, last year we had Ho Ying Chao in the semi-final, and then Wang Wei, who actually went to the final and ended up winning the whole tournament. So last year's men's singles champion is a modern defender. Really, I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to who makes the final hurdle and then who can lift their game at the Foundry in front of a rowdy crowd.
I mean, it doesn't get
under the lights and the
crazier
pressure.
than that. And we're at the big show. Nothing like the finals here at USA Table Tennis.
7-6.
Both Rachel Sung and Yuki Shoji both hoping to make their first appearance in the finals at the US Open. We are in the quarterfinals right here at the Las Vegas Convention Center.
Bit of an unforced error there from Rachel Sung. Looks like she pushed out the edge of her racket rather than the rubber surface. But definitely holding her own fairly well.
Caught up in the net. Rachel Sung's gonna take that point. We've got crazy eights, man.
And a serve return error from Rachel Sung. Bit of a relief for Shoji.
Shoji will take that all the way to the bank.
Very patient with the opening there. Usually you would be more used to seeing modern defenders when they take that opportunity to step around and play a forehand to be a little more aggressive.
Yuki Shoji looking very comfortable.
There's very nice fluid defensive motions.
11-8.
Rachel Sung just giving us a little sneak preview of her power. Such a young player and such potential in every one of those shots. Just seeing her turn it up. But
That's really her go-to shot as well, that flat forehand drive.
there it is. I do really enjoy seeing Yuki Shoji's just incredible grace she chops.
Yeah, she has very good timing. It's very elegant and she's very relaxed. Really kind of builds up the momentum into her ball contact. Doesn't really appear to be flustered at any point.
Yeah.
There have been a couple of occasions where she's tried to force the attack a little too much and has either hit the net and gone off or popped the ball straight over the end. So
Yeah, she seems
there's still a few areas she can work on. She'll be looking to improve on 2 11-8 wins. I mean, obviously the quicker she can get through this match, the more energy she'll be able to save if she wants to go through to the next round. Everybody's always looking for the most efficient way to win points. Nobody wants to have their opponent pushing them all the way.
Yeah, no one wants to play any more games than they have to play.
But for Rachel Sung, she's going to have to play 4 more games if she wants to take this out.
Rachel Sung down by 2 games.
And again, you see that missed opportunity from Shoji. Great setup just for her playing that side swipe motion. Bit of variance on her chop to help set the ball up, but not able to finish it off. And Rachel Sung will return the favor. So both players having a little bit of trouble finishing off the points.
Shoji overshoots. Rachel Sung's going to take that home. She leads. It's 1 serving 2.
And another pushing error from Rachel Sung. You really, really need to cut out the unforced errors when you're playing against a defender. Can't afford to give away any free points. It's a lot of hard work that goes into winning each point.
Wow.
4-2.
Basically, you should think that maybe you have to hit 20 or 30 shots to win a point in some occasions, and then if you go out and lose a point by pushing a ball straight in the net, it's a bit of a difference between those two extremes.
Absolutely. And we've got a timeout coming from Rachel Sung's side. She's down 2-5. Yuki Shoji up by 2 games, very much in control. Rachel Sung looking to shift the momentum and get back in this.
She has in her corner another left-hander, Liang Yonghui, one of the coaches from ICC.
What do you think Lan Young is telling her right now?
He's probably just steadying her down and trying to work on her tactics. Probably a lot of focus on placement. She has set up a lot of opportunities, and might even be indicating there, just from this camera angle, that maybe to play out a little wider to the forehand and just be careful of the variation that Yuki Shoji uses when she's playing her backhand chop or her backhand push. She gets that kind of side swipe motion, which imparts a little bit, sometimes some topspin on the ball. Has caught Rachel Sung off guard on a couple of occasions. So a few warnings there from Liang Yonghui, or at least my interpretation of the zero sound video. Maybe we'll see if I'm right.
You are right quite a bit, Matt, so I'll take you to the bank. Rachel Sung's going to take that point. It's going to be 3-5.
And again, another missed kind of steps in to finish that point. She's been putting a lot of those in the net.
Rachel Sung's patience seems to be paying off, but not that time. Going to give that point right back. Yuki Shoji holds on to a 2-point lead. 6-4.
You can see Rachel Sung really. Oh, and a missed finish there.
Yuki Shoji just wearing her down with her patience, waiting for her to make the mistake.
We're seeing quite a typical style of approaching defensive players from Rachel Sung, of frequently alternating between attacking and pushing. Usually, in a lot of situations, the longer an attacking rally goes on when you're playing a defender, the more spin comes back each time. So a lot of players who might not have as much power. Wow, we're in for a great rally here. What a super finish.
I got to applaud that one. That was just a fantastic point from both sides. One of the highlights of this match so far.
And a great change-up from Shoji to take a step back from all the pressure and chop off on the forehand side before coming back in. So a 3-0 lead here for Yuki Shoji.
Yuki Shoji looking calm, confident, and ready to move on to the semifinals. She's got a 3-0 lead, but Matt, I think we've both seen even crazier things happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Come back right now.
Anything can happen. It's at the start of every game is a fresh beginning. So will be no different to a player coming out here and winning 4-0, which is not beyond the realms of possibility. But there are some significant difficulties in the way of Rachel Sung. She's playing a very experienced international player who's played at a very high level internationally and inside of Japan. And for a young player, that can be a little bit intimidating. Sometimes it's difficult when you're in a match and you're really struggling to get the upper hand, to be able to keep pushing through for every point. And I think, as I mentioned, it's frustrating when you have to put so much effort into winning a point, and then sometimes you give away a point really easily, and there's just this big difference in energy, and you feel like you're putting everything in to win and then just letting some slip away.
Yuki Shoji making Rachel Sung earn every single point that she gets. Sung turning on the offense, returning that, a wonderful forehand smash, hitting that corner, taking a 2-point lead here in the 4th game. 0 serving 2. And a big inside-out forehand, again hitting that corner. Fantastic. Love seeing the variation from Yuki Shoji going from offense to defense, just seamlessly. Can't get that one through. Rachel Sung's going to take that point. She's on the board here in the 4th game.
Big high arcing loop there from Rachel Sung. And finally, Yuki Shoji landing that shot she's been going for on quite a few opportunities.
Yuki Shoji's offense seems to have warmed up. Love seeing her game, not relying just on defense, just turning it on at the exact right times. One serving 5. Yuki Shoji cannot connect. Rachel Sung's going to take that point. She's down by 3 and down by 3 games here in the 4th in this best-of-7 matchup.
And not quite able to muster enough power to be able to follow up on her first opening. As I said, she's opted for that balance of alternating between attacking and playing the shorter drop shots or the more controlled pushes. Kind of like hitting the reset button, because the defender doesn't really have as much to work with and they'll come in and push again. But now she's really looking to build on her opening shots. And just puts that one over the edge. A 4-point lead for Yuki Shoji. She's definitely going to close this out 4-0. Just going to have to be a little bit more patient. And she'll hit the top edge of her racket. And just 2 points away now for Yuki Shoji of Japan.
Yuki Shoji ready to close this out, take a well-deserved rest. Rachel Sung not ready to go home just yet. But that makes it game and match point for Yuki Shoji. Rachel Sung still hanging strong. It's game and match point. Rachel Sung looking to take one game, taking this match one game at a time.
And just kicks it long. And Yuki Shoji of Japan will advance into the semi-finals of the women's singles. A very tough match there for Rachel Sung, but no doubt an experience that she will take away and use to improve herself.
A huge opportunity for Rachel Sung to compete on this stage and at this level at such a young age. She did a fantastic job, but Yuki Shoji will be appearing in the semifinals here at the 2017 Supermicro US Open.
And of course, we have 2 more women's quarterfinals coming up here on table 1. If you missed out on the action this morning already, Lily Jung not able to make it through her match. Fortunately, through the usatt.org streaming player, we're fortunate enough to have had some help from Triode Media Group, getting video on demand, so full matches available there.
I love what Triode's done with it. They basically turned it into a full-on on-demand channel.
Absolutely, yeah. And yeah, anything you've missed all the way back from the beginning, even if it was the Youth Olympic Games qualifier, you can go back and check out those full matches. They're all there in the streaming players. And of course on YouTube as well. So a lot of content going around for you to catch up on. So stay tuned. The next match coming up on table 1